Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, good. You too. I
Awesome.
was having a slight panic attack because, oh, look at you.
Not
Okay.
many times do I go on camera, so consider yourself lucky.
I do. I feel very lucky. I'm very excited. Ivan, and thank you for coming on and chatting with me. You have
Yeah, sure
been
thing.
putting out a ton of really good romance books that you said, please put me down. Yes. And you're just getting started. You got a lot more coming out.
Yeah, I got a lot more coming out. It's going to be a very busy year. I already got a lot set in place. And there's more just still in the pipeline that are going to be coming out. So yeah, I kind of hit the ball, kind of hit the track running pretty heavy once,
Definitely
you
did.
know.
Definitely did. But
Yeah.
but all great things. You're probably the first person that I've had on that I've actually, because you've just kind of started romance,
hmm
that I've actually listened to pretty much 90% of everything you've done.
Oh yeah, I mean it's convenient because it is a smaller backlog, so it's pretty easy to catch up to what
Yeah,
I've been up to
I'm
at least
caught up.
right now.
I'm in real time, just waiting on you to come
Yeah,
out.
but
That's all.
by the end of 2026, it'll probably be a little more difficult.
Okay, okay, fine. I'm not gonna get behind. I'm gonna stay caught up though.
Stay caught up. They're all
That's the
good.
goal. I'm gonna
They're
stay
all
caught
good.
up. So this is a pseudonym for you. It is a
Yes,
romance pseudonym. So what
correct.
made you decide to dive into romance? What was that?
Um, it was It was interesting. It was a I was it actually, it's funny enough that she actually jumped on it. It really is because of Danny actually, because she did approach me to do a book, and we had done, I think, like maybe just one that we had planned together. But I mean, as anybody has seen from her track record, I mean, she's cranking out and getting tied to a lot of projects back to back to back. I mean, you interviewed her, you
Absolutely.
see she's incredibly busy.
She's incredible.
um
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And she asked me to kind of jump on board to see if I was comfortable and would be interested in maybe doing something a little darker.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, it wasn't something necessarily in my, I guess, trajectory that I was looking to do.
Sure.
But when she told me like the stories, what they involved, I kind of looked them over. I said, you know what? Maybe let me try my hand at this. Let me just see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided to create this persona, to basically, for the most part, it's not necessarily to hide my identity as much as it is to separate the
Understandable.
identities.
Yeah.
And it's mainly so that, for the sake of, SEO, Googling, and a lot of wires get crossed that are kind of out of your control. I wanted to make sure that didn't happen.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of my other work is very family friendly, and I don't want things to, get muddied up. So,
No streams are
uh, I,
crossing here.
exactly. So, it's really just trying to keep both avenues as separate as possible. So, I did create this persona to be able to do this genre of audiobooks more comfortably
Hmm.
with a clearer conscience and be able to deliver better performances without fear,
Yeah.
for myself
Yeah.
and my reputation that I've already built. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and hopefully that shows in my work.
Yeah, well, it definitely does. It totally makes sense too. I mean, obviously you're not the only romance narrator
Absolutely.
with a pseudonym.
For sure,
And
for
I
sure.
completely understand the motivation for that, and it's
hmm
obviously important to honor those. And so, yeah,
Absolutely.
people do it for. I mean, you're doing it for the right reasons, and like you said, it does it.
Correct.
It makes you more comfortable in your performances. You don't have
It
that
does.
fear, you know.
And it's interesting too because it did also kind of create another side effect that I wasn't expecting, but I do enjoy it. Is the fact
Hmm.
that because I am faceless, it does help the listener remove, that it helps make me be the characters that they're listening better.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have a face. Because I know that is something that happens a lot, is that, you listen to a book, then you see the person narrating, and then you go, oh, that's what they look like.
Yeah.
By removing that aspect from the listening experience, I feel it actually enhances it more, and it makes it easier to digest for the listener as well, because you don't have to worry about what I look like. At this point, you get to just enjoy what you hear comfortably, completely,
Absolutely.
and let your imagination run wild.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have a lot of experience in narration and voice
Yes,
acting and
correct.
voiceover and things
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Correct.
So talk a little bit about how this is different for you from your every day. How do you,
Yeah.
do you, so I know you don't cross the streams when you're talking about advertising, but during the day, do you switch back and forth? Like, how hard is that?
Yeah, I mean, I try to kind of keep. I usually work on one project at a time, so very rarely am I working several things in tandem. That will happen though with my other work though, is that because I may have a session in the middle of the day that could be for a random, client. It could be anything under the sun. It could literally be like a voicemail message. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
stop what
Yeah.
I'm doing, record that, and then I'll jump back in and then tackle whatever book I'm recording. But typically, when I'm working on one book, I stick to that book until I'm done.
Gotcha.
Once I wrap it up, then I move on to the next.
Yeah, you're one project at a time. I got you.
Yeah, I try not to juggle. I did that maybe for like a month or two, and it wasn't. It's not that it wasn't doable, but it wasn't pleasant to do.
Yeah, and especially with you, I mean, I know so much of the characters, so much of the many of the books that you do, you're doing multiple characters. Like,
Correct.
I mean, Pixar, how many characters did you do? Like 20?
Oh, just in that one alone. I mean, I was the yeah. So besides like her one main friend,
Right.
then there was the four brothers actually, all the dragons that they rode.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in that
And
book.
then
That
all of the, adults and all of the male,
and
adults
then
in the
yeah, and then
story, like
all the
literally everyone.
teachers. Yeah, there was a lot of characters in that one. That's probably one of the books that's has stretched me the most.
Yeah,
At least recently in my most recent projects, that's
yeah,
probably been the most lifting I've done character wise.
yeah. I mean, seriously, I mean, just the amount of different voices that you had to try to come up with for just that book alone is pretty
Yeah.
insane. Um,
And those are created on the fly as
I'm sure
well.
they are. I mean, well,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
is. It's one of those things you just kind of get a feel. You're
Correct.
reading a book and you go, well, this person is kind of an ass, so he's going to kind of sound like this or what, whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you need to see like how they speak, what it is that they're saying, the
Yeah,
situations that they're in, and then in their dialogue, you can kind of parse for the most part how they're probably going to speak. Because the thing is that a lot of people think that it's just creating a voice. While that is a piece of it, it's also the speed at which they speak, as well as the cadence of how they
yeah,
speak. A military style individual may be a little bit more staccato in the way that they speak because that's just the nature of what they do. If they happen to be maybe higher up in the echelons of said military or just maybe somebody more regal,
yeah,
they are someone who maybe takes more time with the way they speak because when they speak, everybody listens. So they have no time limit. While somebody who's smaller or meeker, kind of like Nero, in Pixmurray, he's a little more frantic because he's smaller, he's tinier, he's very easily excitable. So all those things, kind of play into the delivery of the character. Because
yeah,
if you were to just hear the voices on their own, maybe you'll be able to say, oh, you know what? I can hear how that's the same person. But because the delivery in all of them is so nuanced, that's what actually makes you go, oh, I know who's speaking here. Oh,
yeah.
I know who's speaking there. I know who this character is. All of that kind of plays into it.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, that's something I never even
Mm-hmm.
thought about. But yeah, just even down to their job, like how they speak or how they
Absolutely.
interact with people. That's so smart and something that I
Yeah.
would have never even thought of. But obviously, people are doing that now. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's such an interesting little tidbit that I would have never even
Yeah.
picked up on. Um, so, do you have any habits that you started out doing like every day, and now you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I used to do that. Why would I ever do that?
Oh, that's a good question. Habits that I had. Um, hmm.
A lot of people in the chat saying hi and they love your mask.
Oh, hi. Hey, everyone. And thank you. Thank you. This is my going out face.
Night out.
Yeah, it's the night out. It's the night. It reflects the blue a lot nicer. But yeah. I mean, I was the typical actor, in which case I would, wake up and do my warm ups and, make sure that everything's went. I don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah,
And that's not to say that you shouldn't.
absolutely.
Don't do what I do. Do what I say, don't do what I do. I know what works for
For you.
me. And I've noticed if I'm too warmed up, it actually changes the way that I sound. And what has made me popular is my non-warmed up voice,
Mm-hmm.
because if I'm too warmed up, I actually sound a lot more resonant,
Yeah.
and that's actually not the sound that everybody is used to hearing from me.
Mm-hmm.
The sound that I'm typically giving people is the more lighter, younger, fair.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, I just kind of go,
Yeah.
I go in cold. I go in
Yeah.
cold, baby, and that's
You
what they
gotta be
get.
cold to get that growl. You can't get that growl without,
Exactly,
a little bit of
exactly.
something there.
Yeah, it's what makes it a little dirty, because being able to
It's
do that,
gotta be.
you got to get a little rough in there.
It's
So,
gotta be a little dirty. You gotta be dirty. You gotta sound a little
yeah,
dirty. That's all there is
too
to it.
warmed up and it's going to sound too clean. Clean isn't what we
Exactly.
like.
We don't want that. We don't want that.
Nah.
So you're starting on your romance journey. You're learning
Yes.
about this genre. So
Yes.
other than the fact that Danny's there, what
Yes.
draws you into a project?
That would be number one, right? If she's tied to it, I'm
Obviously, I
in.
mean, it would be for me, so I understand.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm in. No, I mean, I love working with her. She's very easy to work with. I mean, we've found a flow that makes the projects roll a lot quicker. So it's always nice when you know how the other narrator works,
Absolutely.
because it just makes the process so much quicker.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes down to like doing any kind of like pickups or whatever the case may be. It's just like, we crank things out
Yeah.
very quickly together. But beyond that, it's really just, is this one, I guess the biggest one is this interesting? Would this be interesting? Two would be, is there something that I can give to this story to really add even more to what's already being told?
Hmm.
Um, I'd say those are two of the biggest things. And also that even though things can get dark and even though things can get spicy, is it happening for a purpose, or is it just spice for spice's sake?
Right.
Because spice for spice's sake is, I mean, that's not fun.
That's not. Yeah.
Um,
That's not for you.
yeah,
You're an actor. You wanna
I want
you
there
want
to be
something
a
behind it.
reason for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you want to go wild with what's going on, that's not going to phase me. But I need to know that there's a reason why this is happening.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like if they're actually going to be rough and tumble and do these absolutely wild things for each other, then I want to know that before this happens, there was a very obvious, strong, carnal hunger
Yeah.
for these two characters to react the way that they are. I feel that that makes it a better listen overall.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think that for the most part, the audience feels the same way. I mean,
yeah,
they obviously there's everyone likes their spice for just whatever reason. There doesn't have to
but
be a reason, but it does have to make sense. It does have to at least
yes,
fit with the characters, um,
absolutely.
especially for a female audience. I think
Yeah,
so.
100%,
For a
100%.
mostly female audience, I should say.
Right.
Um, so, are there any genres or tropes that you haven't gotten to do a lot of yet that you're like really just itching to do?
um, n- I think the only ones that, I mean, that, at least that I can think of off the top of my head is, I haven't done anything that's, horror related.
Okay.
I haven't done anything like that. I have done Dark Taboo.
Mhm.
There's actually one, Darkest Descent. That one's actually coming out April 28th.
I just got that. Yes,
Also,
I just got that copy.
yeah, April 28th. Also, Lights Camera Not, which is an Omegaverse. That's also my first.
I
That one's
want it
also
so
coming
bad.
out.
I want it so bad. NetGalley won't
That
give
one's
it to
also
me.
coming out the 28th. So yeah, I got a double book drop that next Tuesday,
Huge.
which is great.
Lights Camera
Um,
Not is going to be so big, and it's going to be so good. I cannot wait.
yeah.
I'm dying.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, I would say something horror. I mean, I would say, if anything, Wonderland Asylum is probably the closest to like
Mhm.
horror, because it does have the Jason theme to it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, so I mean, we have that one, and then we have the second one, obviously, that we're going to be working on as well. That one's going to be coming out fairly soon. So yeah,
Okay.
I would like to do more in that genre though, just because I am a horror movie fan. So it's
Okay. Okay.
scratches a personal itch.
I gotcha. I gotcha. What
Yeah,
about what about
I would love to
sports?
be a serial killer. I would love to play some kind of serial killer.
Ooh.
Which technically the Donovan brothers are, but just one
Yeah,
where
but
it's just the one
they're not.
guy.
They don't really have that edge.
Yeah, like I want just one guy who's like, terrorizing a town or something, you know what I mean? So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that'd be cool.
I know there's a couple of authors in the chat that are taking notes about what you would like to do, so I'm giving them some I'm giving them some food for thought.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I mean, I am open to anything, truth be
Danny
told.
said
I
he wants
mean,
to chase me in the woods.
maybe a
I mean,
chainsaw.
I'm
I
here
mean, I
for
don't
it.
know.
I'm
I
here
mean,
for it. Let's
I'm
go.
just
Let's
saying,
go.
you know.
Why not? I think you need to do some hockey romance.
I know that is a very popular genre as of late. Thank you, Heated
Danny,
Rivalry, for
Danny, I
that.
need you to find y'all a hockey romance, okay? I know a lot of people love those, so I'm just trying to
Yes,
help
yes,
you out.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, no, for sure.
So, out of the projects that you've done so far, what is one project that you think everyone should listen to? What's something that you're most proud of as far as performance wise?
Performance wise, honestly, it's probably my first book, which is The Addict. Um, just because that one was so it because it was my first. It was very interesting because I kind of feel like I went in very heavy for my first.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's a heavy book.
because it's absolutely heavy, and
Yeah,
it tackles the sexual nature of things, and it's M to M, M to F. And then besides that, the character Noah that I played, he had such a traumatic childhood that you really go into depth with.
yeah,
That was heavy. It was extremely heavy, especially because I had to play him at his current age, dealing with said trauma, but also having to voice him as the child going through the trauma, which
yeah.
was, again, very big actor stretching there.
Very difficult. Yeah,
Playing a child through these going through these scenarios. But performance wise, it was probably my favorite because it's the one that demanded the most from me emotionally. Because it wasn't just anger and lust, but there was anger, there was lust, heavy depression,
yeah.
heavy trauma. There were
Sweet.
so many different emotions that were cycled through in that one story, that being able to do it,
Yeah,
walk away from it, okay, obviously.
yeah,
And then after hearing, as an actor, you're always going to second guess, did I do enough? Was it good? Did I give it all I can? And then when you see everybody, once it released and everybody started reading it and listening to it, and they were just everybody has been floored. I mean, it's kind of been a unanimous kind of feeling at just how incredible the entire project was. Obviously, Danny and Lucas were, I mean, just
Oh,
without
they're
them,
so good
obviously,
together. Oh my
yeah. I
gosh.
mean, all the voices just sounded really, really well
Yeah.
together. It was absolutely well done. So, shout out to Danny for bringing me on that one.
Well, and going back to what you were talking about before, there is a lot of spice in that book.
Yes,
It's so appropriate for
it
the
fit.
story.
Yes.
It works with everything that's happening to Noah, and it's just, I don't know, it's like you said, there's something about that book and the way that it's written in the story. It just is
Hmm.
it's so devastatingly good, and
Yes.
I cannot wait for Relapse. Like, I am just so excited about that book. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm I'm
yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that one.
When you guys did that little snippet the other day, I was like, "Oh my god, he's just like teasing us. It's gonna be so good." Ugh.
For sure.
So I know you were talking a little bit about, why you why you do use a pseudonym for your romance and things like that.
Yes.
How hard is it to keep that up? Is it tempting? Does it does it make you nervous? How difficult is that?
um, it is an it's you kind of you do ride a very slippery slope
Right.
ultimately, because you ultimately have to remember what you can talk about where.
Yes.
Um, for one side, it's easy. For the other side, maybe not so much. Um, I mean, anybody who follows my current account, I mean, they can see that I don't necessarily post too frequently. That
Hmm.
makes it easier. Usually, I keep it very book focused.
Yes.
I keep it on whatever I'm currently working on, and
Yes.
it's very promotional for what it is, and that's by design,
Yeah.
because ultimately I'm trying to keep this side of me strictly books, because that's who I am.
Because that's
I
yeah,
am
yeah, it's who you are. Yeah.
I'm a creation for the work and
Absolutely.
nothing more.
Absolutely.
There is nothing else to know about Ivan except that he works in books. He loves what he does. He does it well. This is where you can hear him.
That
Beyond that, nothing else exists. There's nothing else for anybody to know.
yeah.
Which again, I think makes I think that's a better experience for the listener, because there's nothing to dig for.
I
I'm not
agree.
giving you anything to dig for. If you want to dig, I mean, I can't stop anyone, obviously. But there's nothing to look for. There's nothing to find. This is who I am. This is my work. Check
That
it out and enjoy.
makes total sense.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and don't get me wrong. I think the most interesting aspect has been the detectives. Obviously, there are always detectives who are trying to figure out who's who. They're trying to connect dots, matching
Right.
t-shirts, matching whatever. They're trying to find any kind of overlap between me
Sure.
and the other my other persona. And truth be told, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily hiding
Yeah.
who I am. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be an absolute mystery.
Right.
But for those that just want to enjoy Ivan for the work that he does, I want them to be able to do so without worrying about who I actually am in
Right.
reality. Some people don't want to have that kind of freedom, especially when we're talking about the kind of books that we listen to. There's probably many people who listen to what we listen to and don't tell anyone. They
Yeah.
stay hidden because it's just a personal joy that's just
For
for them.
sure.
So I want to be that for them as well. You know what I'm saying? So
I love that.
that's ultimately what I'm trying to do. You want to keep yourself private? Cool. So am I. There's nothing you need
Yeah.
to know. Enjoy the work for what it is, and if that's your sexy little secret, then your secret is safe
So
with
be
me.
it. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
mine too.
there you go.
We're in this
Absolutely.
together.
There you go. I'm with you. I'm with you there.
That's so
Just know that
no, but
when you see these voids, there is no judgment.
yeah. I mean, right. I think that's the way it should be. So I
Yeah.
love that. So when you do you okay, so does Ivan read reviews about Ivan's work?
Occasionally. I keep pretty busy. So
Mhm.
once the books come out, well, truth be told, once I'm done recording them, I'm already moving on to the next project. So by the time the books actually come out, I'm several books down the line of
Mhm.
my workload. So, not too much. I
Katie
don't
said when I
hold.
send them to him.
That is true. That is true. She sends me a lot of reviews. But yeah, I don't do that too much. I've come to a place in my career where I know what I can do, and I know that I am very good at what I do. Um and I know that I'm not necessarily going to please everyone. Not everyone is everyone's cup of tea, and
Never.
that's okay.
Yep.
That is absolutely fine.
Mhm.
That's not something that's ever going to bother me.
Mhm.
That's not something that will ever make me second guess my capabilities. I was hired to do a job, and I'm technically only looking to please one person. Well, two people. That's myself, knowing that I did the best that I could, and that the author walks away happy. Because this is their vision, ultimately.
Mhm.
It's the voices that they hear in their head when they're creating what it is that they're creating. And if they like what I did and they say, what you did is what I heard,
Mhm.
anything else is just cake.
Yeah. That's great. So the reason why I asked that question is because I always like to hear, as someone who does do reviews quite often and
Mm-hmm.
who does talk to a lot of voice actors and authors, I like to hear from you guys what you like to hear from us. So like what what makes you feel good about your performance coming from a reader? Um, what what phrases, what things that we say make you go, yeah, I did a good job, or that's what I wanted to do with that character.
I love when people say that I made them feel something, because anybody can enjoy a story. Anybody will, anybody can say, "Oh, that was really entertaining. That was really this," as the project.
Right.
But if they can say, like, "Man, when he did this specific section, I felt it,"
Mhm.
that's feedback that I absolutely love. That
Mhm.
if I was able to put emotions into you, that you felt what my character was feeling there, then I know I knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
we have somebody said, "Mask, your work as Noah absolutely blew me away," and I
Oh,
agree that
thank you, thank you,
for
thank you.
being your first book, I mean, I know it's your first romance book, not your first
Yes.
book, but your first
Right, right,
romance
right.
book.
Correct.
Um, Even just that aspect of it, it was such a touching performance, but also so
Thank you.
real and so true to life, I think, and so it really took the book to another level, I think. That just
Yeah, he's a
your Noah's such a
he was a
special
very
character.
vulnerable character.
Yeah.
Like he was both sides of the same coin. He was equal parts very strong and controlling, and at the same time incredibly vulnerable.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting duality that I had to kind of ride
Mhm.
in the performance as well as the voice, because when you hear the way he speaks to Delane, it's not the same way that he speaks to
Exactly.
Silas. You know what I mean? It's the same. You hear it's the same character, but the way he interacts with one and the other is very different because they're both playing to both different sides of his personality.
And speak of the devil, and he arrives.
Ah, there's Lucas. What's up, my man?
Well, and I want the thing that I think the thing that also strikes me so much about Noah is that the reason why I think he's so special is that, like you said, he's got those kind of that duality to his character. And that's not something that a lot of men in romance get the chance to do. It's
Correct.
usually the place of the main female character to kind of have that duality where they're
Correct.
strong but also vulnerable. And so I love the fact that you, as a male narrator or an actor, are getting the chance to kind of, take on that little bit meatier role of someone who's got a
Exactly.
lot of different sides.
Yeah, it's why I liked him as a character so much. He wasn't one dimensional at all, and I actually really enjoyed. I mean, this is one aspect also that I really liked about jumping into this genre is that I have a very different vocal print than most of the guys that are popular in the romance genre.
Hmm.
Um, no shade on those that are successful, but from my experience, the reason that I was also hesitant in thinking whether I would be successful in this genre is because most of the voices I hear have a certain sound. It's
Yes.
usually very deep, it's very heavy, it's very growly. Not to say that I can't do that, but that's not my natural.
Right.
My natural is actually pretty light, as you've heard. My normal speaking voice is actually fairly close to Noah's.
Hmm.
Um, so to be able to be a um, a narrator that has that younger, lighter sound, that more sensitive sound,
Yeah.
um, I feel like that was something that was kind of missing from the genre as a staple voice, at least.
I agree. I mean, those are some of my favorite voices, like, like your J.F. Hardings, your Ryan Lee Dunlap, those kind of people. I
Mm-hmm.
love those kind of voices. So I
Yeah.
actually really enjoy those voices. I do find sometimes, sometimes the really kind of growly, deeper voices,
Yeah.
it's
After a while, you wanna, a palate
yeah,
cleanser. Yeah.
they kind of all sound the same. And it is hard to get those nuances of tone and things like that when you're,
Right.
really pushing your
Really
voice.
heavy in your.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I do think that the lighter tones do afford a little bit more acting and a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more of being able to convey emotion and things like that when you're speaking.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
And it's really nice because it lets me be able to express uh, sensitivity and gentleness in a way
Yes.
that's audibly more satisfying.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think there's room, like you said, there's room for both.
for sure.
Obviously, I mean,
Absolutely,
but yeah, I definitely do prefer those types of voices. So
absolutely.
the accent that you did in Hunted,
Yes.
sir, sir, I was not ready for that.
I will say I was um I was a little apprehensive about
And
it.
I'm from Texas.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Let me tell you so far those have been the critiques that I've enjoyed the most for that book has been Texans saying thank you for doing Texans right, and I
You
said,
nailed it.
oh,
No,
thank
you
goodness.
nailed it,
I
dude. You
Now I
totally
will
nailed it.
tell you though, I had a Texan as my muse,
Of
um,
course.
which was Matthew McConaughey. He's actually my
Yes.
Texan
Okay, so
muse.
that's what I was going to say because I am from
Yes,
East Texas. So it is not an East Texas accent. I will tell
it
you
is
that.
not.
It is
Yes,
a South Texas
correct,
accent, but
correct.
it is still real, and I give you all the credit in the world. So yes.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I was very apprehensive about it because it was, when it comes
It's
to doing an accent that's not your own or not one that's native to you, that maybe you haven't really practiced too much. Like, can you do a line as this character? Sure. Can you do a
sure.
couple
But a
of
whole book?
dialogue? Sure. But can you do a whole chapter? Now we're getting into potentially dicey territory.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, there was a lot of times where I would record and I'd be like, "Oh man, did that I don't know if that really I don't know if that really hit it the way I wanted to hit it." So then I'll erase, a little bit some of it and then kind of re-record it again because I needed to be happy with what I heard. And then
Yeah.
when I sent it over and everything was getting finalized and Danny was doing the editing, she's kind of like the first pass and she's like, "Whoa, this sounds really good." And I'm like, "Well, thank you." And then when it went to Kaylessa, and she was kind of like, "As a Texan, let me tell you, this is great." I said,
Yeah.
"You
No,
know
it
what?
hit. It hit
All right." I was like,
hard.
"Okay, I did
And
my job."
I think that because I just was not I was not expecting you to come out with it. Like it just it just came out of nowhere and I was like, "Oh my God." And it was so good. That was the other thing. It was so good. So I was just like,
Okay.
okay, you did it. You killed it. I loved
Thank
it.
you,
It
thank
was
you. Yeah,
great.
that was yeah. Adrian was a very fun character. I actually liked
Mm-hmm.
him. Yeah, and again, see that one was very heavy, very low in the chamber. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that,
It was.
yeah,
It was definitely lower for you.
yeah, yeah. By comparison, like comparing him
Yeah.
to like Noah, you could see they're
The
very
character
obviously very
definitely
different
called for
ages.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I was just like, I mean, the guy's 6'7", 6'7", 250 pounds. I mean, this
Yeah.
guy's a monster. He's a
Yeah.
monster. He's a behemoth of a man. So,
He
yeah.
definitely is. He definitely is. So I
Well, thank you very much there, princess. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh my god, stop it. I can't look at you. Okay, that's yeah, no, it was good. It was very good. And I was very I was very impressed. I was very impressed.
Thank
And
you.
it just said it just kind of took me by surprise. I was like, okay, here we go. Um so Danny said I'm gonna get the mop, BRB.
I'll go get the mop.
So Lexiana said, do that again. I was walking my fish. Someone said that yesterday. Something happened, and somebody said I just tried to dry. What was it? Put my shirt in the dishwasher or something like that. Just like, oh my gosh. Thank you, Jojo. Yes, we do need to pay him for his services, and he did. He gave his all on that accent, so I appreciate
Thank you,
that.
thank you.
So, a book that I haven't gotten to listen to yet that just came out,
Mm.
by Logan Fox. So I
Ah, broken by my bully.
Okay,
Yes.
so I listened to her other series, the first series, I think it's Heartspire.
Mm.
It was and I just listened to it. I listened to it because I was going to be talking to Chloe Ryan, and that was her, and she was on that series. Let me tell you,
Mm.
that series is bully with a capital B. And so I'm wondering how this one is. Is it pretty rough?
Yeah, it's definitely it goes further. It's a very interesting story just overall,
Yes.
and it
The
takes a
stories are
very
so interesting. Yes.
yeah. I mean, the because there's three of us, so it's the professor, the female student, and then my character Kai, the male student, and the relationship between the three
Hmm.
when it first starts, it's very kind of like these two have something going on, these two have something going on, and as the book series progresses,
Hmm.
things start to kind of muddy, and
Hmm.
then the three kind of start to commingle, and it gets pretty wild.
Yeah, no, I
It
can
gets
only
pretty
imagine
wild.
because when I saw that the other day, and then I saw the author, I was like, oh, I need to know. I need to know how this one was because let me tell you, that other
Yeah.
series that they did was, man, it was rough. I mean, I it was rough, but I got through. But the story was interesting, and that was the thing. It
Mm.
was like there was this kind of mystery aspect, and a little bit of will they, won't they, what's gonna and then there's just kind of this like sleepy little town that nobody really
Mm.
knows anything about, and it was just kind of like, okay, that was kind of keeping me because some of it was like, okay, this is really like really bad.
Yeah, there's a history between especially my character and the FMC.
Mm-hmm.
There's a history there that as the book progresses and as the series progresses, you learn more about because they've known each other as children, but you don't know to what extent their relationship
Yeah.
went in their childhood, why they kind of don't are a bit estranged,
Mm-hmm.
and why it's so difficult for them to kind of meet back together, like what is it what's the static that's between them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a slow burn, and as you learn more, yeah, it gets pretty wild, like
I'm excited. I'm
what it
excited
was.
to listen
So
to
i
it.
think i
When I
think you'll
saw
dig
that
it.
you were a part of it, I was like, oh, I'm so excited about that because I did enjoy that other series, but it did take me by surprise.
Mm,
And obviously we talked a little bit about Lights, Camera, Not, but I mean the
yes.
cast on that book.
quite the
Insane.
star-studded cast.
Insane. So what
Yeah, I
did
was very
you
lucky with that one.
did you go into that trying, did you audition for that? I mean,
So, that's actually an interesting one.
okay.
Um, so I had already done a an audiobook for for Caitlin, obviously under her non pseudo.
Gotcha.
Um, so I had done a book for her already, and she knew that I was Latino. She loved the work that I did in that book,
Mm-hmm.
and she had told me about it maybe a year ago, maybe a little bit over that, and she said, "Listen, I have this character in this book that I'm currently writing. When it's done, just so you know, I'm going to be giving you a call." And I said, "Okay, sounds
Ah,
good."
yes.
So when Lights Camera Not was finally written, she and I had already, like, she would kind of remind me, like, "Hey, by the way, it's still happening." And I said,
Yes.
"Okay." And then finally, she released she was gonna do the release for Lights Camera Not, and she said, "Hey, by the way, this is the one." And I said, "Oh," and she was like, "Yeah, so this is the book." And I said, "Okay, cool. So, like, am I going to be, is this going to be pretty saucy?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, this is getting really saucy." And I said,
Oh
"Okay,
yeah.
so let me divert you to my pseudo. He's going
Mm-hmm.
to take it from here." So that's actually how I came into this one. So I was already somebody that she had in mind for this
Amazing.
character when she was originally writing it.
That's a huge compliment, sir. That is a huge
Yes.
compliment.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. No,
Um,
she's such a sweetheart. I
yeah.
honestly absolutely appreciate that she kept me in mind for this long, and trusted me with the character. And then, when she sent me like the first kind of snippet, just to kind of, just to get the author approval, just to make sure that where I landed is what she had in mind. And then, when I sent it over, she was just like, "Whew, swoon. This is perfect. Let's keep it going." I said, "Okay, sounds good."
So, had you read or learned anything about Omegaverse before you did that one?
Everything I learned from Omegaverse was through that book
Lights, camera,
and
not.
Google. And let me tell you, my mind was blown. I was not
Blown.
ready for an Omegaverse. I
You're
was
like,
like,
I've done white
whoa.
shoes before. It's fine. What's the difference? Oh no, sir.
Totally different.
Totally
So not the
different.
same.
Not
So not the same. But I was here for it. I was here for it. I mean, and it was also nice to play a Latino character and be able to use a little bit of Spanish in there,
yes, use that
which is,
accent a little bit.
that's a nice native skill that I have. That was nice. It's nice to flex that every now
It's a
and then.
different kind of spice.
Yes, 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 yes. Because while I am, while most folks know I'm Latino, I don't necessarily get to exercise that
Stretch
muscle
those
very
muscles.
frequently. So
Yeah.
it's nice to, nice to remind people that, yeah, I'm not Latino just in title. I
Yeah.
actually am fluent in Spanish.
Yeah.
So,
I get it. I love it. Yeah.
yeah,
I am so excited for that book. But yeah,
yeah.
the first time I saw that you were on that book, I was like, I cannot wait to find out what he thinks of Omegaverse because it is a whole nother world, my friend.
Oh, yeah, that one took me by surprise. I
Hmm.
was I was not ready because when I saw it and people talking about it, I was like, okay, is Omegaverse like a series I don't know about? Is this like a universe that I've never heard of? Like, what is it? And when I Googled, that rabbit hole took me down. I was like, this goes deeper and deeper, and what am I reading here? Yeah, it was very wild.
Yep, you're in a whole new world, buddy.
Oh
And
man, was I ever?
there's so many different, types. Even within that genre, there's so
I
many different
know.
types.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's like a
was.
whole nother world. Yeah, Janie said now you're a pro for the next one. Yeah, you
There
can.
you go. There you
Yeah,
go. Send me your
I
Omega verses. I'm here.
I personally think that you should because I'm a huge Omegaverse fan, so I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it.
Um,
It was very, very different. I mean, truth be told, everything that I've read so far, I've honestly enjoyed. So
Janie, you're doing one next. Are you serious?
we did actually. I think the narrator reveal came out today.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that isn't. But that, oh yes, I did see that today.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Ooh,
gonna be me, Danny, and Gabriel Michael.
that's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
Hmm.
Well, we've talked about all of your books. We've talked
Yes.
about everything. So I'm assuming that you probably won't do any events or anything as your pseudonym,
As my
correct?
as myself.
Yes.
Oh, I
As your
am.
as your pseudo as Ivan, you are be masked up.
Indeed, you will see me at the Book Boyfriend Bash. I will be there as myself. So you will see me there. I will be not in this mask, but I will be in mask.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I will see you there. And
Yeah.
also, I have a table with Danny actually at Sinners and in Boston.
Very cool. That's
Yeah, yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Well, good for
Yeah,
you.
so
Yeah,
so yeah, I'm doing two events this year as Ivan.
that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah,
Well, I can't wait to see you because that's
yeah,
not very far
yeah.
away in August.
Yeah, it's
San
coming.
Diego.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, these events they're super fun, and you really you get to feel the love a little bit. I think and I think that's nice for. I think it's nice that these events are really starting to include the voice actors and narrators and things
Mhm.
more because you guys deserve to get that love from the fans and from
Yeah.
the readers too. So
Yeah, and it's great. I mean, I was maybe a little apprehensive of doing them as Ivan, but Ivan is getting pretty good traction already.
yeah,
So
you sir
I
have
think
started
I'd be.
something.
I've definitely started.
You have
You
started
know.
something. There's no going out. You're done. You're here.
Yeah, no, I'm in. I'm in already.
You're
But
all in, buddy.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, he's my persona has definitely created his own fan base, which I'm absolutely appreciative of. And I think it only makes sense that people get to, see me, and especially when it comes down to the type of books that I narrate, because they are so different
Yeah.
from everything else that I normally do.
Yeah.
That I think it, you gotta rub elbows with the fans and say what's up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's
Yeah,
fun. So I think you'll enjoy
yeah,
it. Okay,
absolutely.
so you can choose to answer our random questions as Ivan or as yourself, however you would
Oh,
like.
okay.
But we do have a few questions that we
Yeah,
like to do.
sure.
These are random questions about nothing that have to do with books, and they're just for
Love
fun.
it.
Okay.
Love it. Let's do it.
All right. Night out or night in?
Night out.
Oh, okay. Favorite color?
Black.
Okay. Comfort food?
Cinnamon buns.
Through the mask?
It opens. It opens. It fits. There you go.
Favorite candy?
Favorite candy. Green apple Jolly Ranchers.
Oh, yes. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good.
Yes. Yeah, I
Okay,
love those.
Ivan, are you a beach or mountains man?
Mountain Man.
Mountain man. I figured that.
Yeah.
Least favorite accent?
To perform or just to hear?
How about both? Let's go with one of each. You dug
uh,
that grave, buddy.
to hear Scottish, because my ear is not attuned to it and I can never understand it.
Can't understand it. Yeah.
I just absolutely fail, and I feel
So
awful.
fast.
I feel stupid.
No.
To perform, I would say probably Irish. It's very tricky.
So
It's
hard.
very tricky for me to nail.
So
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, and I think especially just when you already speak another language where, it's just hard to kind of wrap your mouth around a whole
Yeah,
other
and
dialect,
when you're doing accents, there's certain rules to follow when you're saying specific words or sounds or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. For me, Irish probably has the most rules to make it sound the most authentic.
Absolutely.
So to remember all of that as you're reading, very difficult.
Very difficult. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is interesting. One
Hmm.
character from books, movies, anything, past or present, that you would love to voice.
The devil. I think that would be apropos, no?
I mean, you know what? You just nailed it.
I would love to voice Lucifer Morningstar.
That
Absolutely.
that and I'm pretty sure that you just got yourself a book because I guarantee there's at least 3 books being written about Lucifer right now.
I would hope so. Listen, the way I see him, Lucifer Morningstar is absolutely charming, debonair,
100%.
extremely powerful without flexing his power. I love
Yeah.
that kind of character.
Yeah, the ultimate anti-hero.
The ultimate anti-hero.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Yes.
All right. Go to karaoke song.
Go-to karaoke song. Let It Go from Frozen. I'm joking.
I'm gonna need a few bars.
I don't know. No, it would be Highway to Hell, AC/DC.
Obviously.
Obviously.
I don't even know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you should have been able to guess that one.
Silly me. Okay. Word or phrase that trips you up all the time when you're narrating.
Whenever there's it's a collection of words actually. Like if you were to say in an office, or any when it's in and something with like you typically a word with a vowel, reading that at speed trips me up. Usually I always have to read it over because I would say, and then he's walking in and dang it, and then I have to go back and then do it again.
And then you do it 18 times because
18
you
times, and
out.
every time I do it, I get more self-conscious about it, and then I over-enunciate, and I say, that doesn't even sound natural anymore now. I gotta do it again. Yeah, it's awful. But yeah, anything with in and vowel starting word.
I love that.
Always
I love
weird.
that.
Yes.
Well,
not as colorful as Danny's anonymity, but here we are.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, dude. You brought it up. Still, Danny.
I do it because that's my girl.
Best moments on this show ever.
I do it out of love. I do it out of love.
Forget it. I will never forget it. Oh yeah, shots fired. Yeah, he's gonna get it. I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't gonna bring it up. I was gonna let it go. Danny, it wasn't me.
I brought it up because it was more interesting. Especially
it wasn't me, Danny. It wasn't me. Don't be mad at me.
It's her show.
No, it wasn't me. Oh my god, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Listen, I'm always in trouble. I'm okay. I'll take the L.
Kicked out of the club, Ivan.
It's all love. It's all love.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
Sport in your mask and just being so open about everything, and I really do appreciate it. Dude, I am so excited about everything you've got coming out, and I just think that you have found your niche. Like, obviously you're amazing at everything you do, but this is really good for you.
Thank you so much. No, it really means a lot. It was a new genre. It was never a question of capability, but it really was a question of would I be accepted into this genre? Because you never know. Ultimately, will people enjoy what I do? Do I fit here?
I think the jury
specifically, will I be intriguing to hear for this specific genre? So it's been awesome. It's honestly been very interesting. Again, I owe a lot to Danny because she set up a lot of the books that I kind of started with, which has been really awesome. So it's been really, really cool to be able to jump into things, see how great the fans have been responding to my work, and we have a whole lot more to come.
And I think there's something to be said for we're talking about your voice, but also yours
Yeah.
and Danny's voices also just mesh so well together.
Yeah. I
I
mean, I
think you
think
guys just
that's
complement each other so much.
for sure, for sure. I mean, that's one thing that I don't think too many people take into consideration. It's not always just can these two actors act really well, but do they gel? And then with the fact that it is an audio book, there has to be a certain synchronicity between the two voices so that you can actually believe like, oh, they actually sound like you can hear the connection
Yeah.
between the two. And she and I, we've become really close that you hear that in the actual projects that we work on because we've
Absolutely
gotten to
do.
know each other. Like it's not just, oh, we work frequently together. It's like, no, like we actually know each other. We
Yeah.
have a relationship. So, and you can hear that connection in the book because we sound like we are familiar to each other, and that
Hmm.
absolutely helps bring up the level of performance for
Yeah, you
sure.
know each other's cadence. You know how each other talks. You know when you pause, when you breathe. I mean, just from
One hundred
talking to each
percent.
other every day. You know.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, and that makes
Yeah.
everything easier.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in a lot of in the books that we work on, especially typically I record my portion first. Um, so I'm able to kind of predict more or less how she's going to
That's
sound.
mm-hmm.
So it makes it easier for me to kind of react to what I perceive she's going to do. And then of course when I hear it I'm like, yeah, it's she delivered
Nailed
exactly what I
it.
thought it was
Yeah.
going to sound like. So it's perfect. So yeah, it's
I
really
mean,
nice.
especially like in Pixar, like you're doing
Yes.
like 20 characters, she's doing 10. I mean, like,
Yeah.
and just to try to, anticipate between the two of you, all of that
Hmm.
is it was incredible. It really was.
Thank you. Thank you.
Both of
Thank
you,
you.
both
So
of you
glad you
did so
enjoyed it.
so well on that book. So, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm very excited about the next one of those too because I hear the next one's going to get a little bit more um
Oh yeah,
a little bit
things
more
ramp up significantly from there.
a little bit of a turned up. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm ready for that. Danny said a lot more. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Oh yeah,
So I think that'll be
for
fun.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully those people who read the first one aren't going to be like, "Oh, what did I get myself into?"
I know. I thought this was going to be a pleasant fantasy story.
What is
Not
this?
so much. Not really.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Sorry for
This
the
happens
swerve.
this happens every time I try to stop talking to people. I always get caught up in another conversation about something because you guys are always so interesting. So, anyway,
No,
thank you
thank
again
you.
so much for being here. Thank you for being such an open book and
Sure,
answering all my
absolutely.
questions. And
Yeah.
I love everything you guys are doing. Danny said book 2 be like hold my beer. And
She's
I'm
not
telling you
lying.
right now, I am ready for Wonderland. I don't know if Ellis is still here, but man, I need that book like yesterday.
Well,
So
I've already recorded my portion. Let me tell you. Woo!
doing the Lord's work. Doing the Lord's work.
Woo!
I
You're in
appreciate
for
you.
a ride.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so
You're in
excited.
for a ride.
And I even waited. I was like, I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. So I'm waiting for you
It,
guys to tell me the
worth
story.
the
I'm
wait.
gonna leave it at that. I'm excited too.
Uh,
This was great. Thank you so much, Ivan. I
yeah,
appreciate you
yeah.
so
Thank
much.
you
And
so much for
hopefully
having me.
we'll get to talk again. I think maybe when Wonderland comes out, that may be in the works.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'd be happy to. I'd be happy
Yeah.
to. Again, you were my first on screen interview, so it's nice to know that this was not impeding the way that I sound and that you were able to understand
No, it was
what I was
great.
saying,
No,
which is great.
absolutely. And
Awesome.
I've talked to logos, and it's fine. But this is just so much more dynamic.
Yes,
I'm a very
absolutely.
animated person when I talk,
Same.
and so I like to be able to see people when I'm talking. So
Yeah, I feel like
I
it.
completely understand if you didn't
Yeah,
do
it
that in
makes
this
it
book.
easier to vibe off each other, which is why I wanted to do it. I
Absolutely.
know how you are when
We're
I saw
both
your
hands
interviews. Yeah,
people,
we're
and
hand talkers. It's like I need to see you so I could do this, and you know what I'm
how
talking
can I
about.
how can I talk to you if I can't use my
I
hands?
know. How can I express myself if you don't see this happening?
I don't know. We would have never made it. It would have been so awkward.
It would have been weird. It would have been like, yes,
We would have
no,
been
nah.
We would have been fun. But yeah, it
Nah,
was
this
really
was
good.
good though. This was fun. I
Thank you.
absolutely. I was very excited and flattered that you
I'm
asked
very
me.
excited and flattered, and I do
So
appreciate you so
thank you.
much. And yeah, I hope we get to talk again soon. So,
Absolutely happy to.
all right. Well, everybody
All
go
right.
out and get Broken by My Bully, which is out
Mm-hmm.
now. Lights,
Yes.
Camera, Not is going to be out next week. And what's the other one that's out next
Mm.
week?
That's going to be Darkest Descent.
Darkest Descent. That's the one with Danny. That's going to be out
Yes.
next week. And I'm about to start listening
Correct.
to that
Correct.
right as soon as I get out of here. So
Yeah.
I need to get out of here, y'all, because I got to listen to that. Okay?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.